Testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing 1. All right, I'm gonna just do a quick live from another location. I'm gonna do another one a little bit later. I'm actually uh, doing something else right now, so I'm at that site. I want to tell you guys the real reason I do cybersecurity. The real reason that you should do cybersecurity. It has something to do with where I'm at right now. The real reason you should do cybersecurity, the real reason why I do cybersecurity still is to build my businesses. And right now, I'm in one of those businesses. Um, I do Airbnb and real estate, also do publishing. And I use the money from my cybersecurity job, high paying job, to fund those ventures. You know, all of this is for freedom for myself and freedom for my family. And I'll talk a little bit more about this once I get into my old setup. But I just wanted to let you guys know I haven't forgot about you. We have some stuff to do here. So yeah, hold on. I'll be right back. Yeah. Yes. No, it's there. Oh, okay. So it's underneath there? Yeah. You need a duster? That's me. I'm doing a quick live right now. Oh, okay. Sorry. No, you're good. Okay, I'm back. So check this out. So the real reason that I do cybersecurity is to build my businesses. Don't get it twisted. I like cybersecurity. I like IT. It's cool, but the real money is in business. So what I've been doing over the years is building, and other people do this differently. I know a couple people doing it different, and they're doing it real big. But I'm doing businesses. So the extra income that I get, I use that to live pretty comfortably. I'm okay. You know, I'm not driving Porsches or anything like that. But what I'm doing is I'm using the extra income that I have, making sure I have extra income by managing, properly managing my money, all that kind of stuff. And then taking that extra income and then investing it into things like Airbnb, real estate, long-term ventures, and not just using my time and skills to make other companies rich. And it's been working, right? It's not to a point where one of these days, I'll be on a beach. A couple of times I have been, I've been on a beach, like messing around or whatever. And that's pretty cool. But I'm not where I want to be just yet. So that's why I'm not, you don't see me on a bunch of lavish vacations or anything. I'm usually out here working my ass off, because the reason why what I'm doing is using this high income, this 6 figures, whatever, and then reinvesting it into businesses, reinvesting it into real estate, reinvesting it. And my time as well, all my extra time, it doesn't go to friends. It goes to my immediate, my kids and all that kind of stuff, my wife, whatever. But I don't really spend a lot of time. I don't spend any time with friends and family. I don't spend any time. And I wouldn't say that this is for everybody. Like this, what I'm doing is not for everybody. Because when I say I'm not really talking to anybody, I mean it. It's just me and my kids and my wife. That's it. And the reason why I'm so stingy with my time and very frugal with my money is because I want to invest all my time, money, and energy into something much bigger that will outlast me, and maybe even be able to help you guys, to be able to help strangers, be able to help people who know this podcast. Maybe I'll be able to drop some knowledge and help other people. I want to help people in a real way, not just with your knowledge of cybersecurity or high paying jobs or anything like that, but in a way that will help you to go to another level of your life, that you can help your kids and maybe make a legacy for yourself and your kids or your family or friends or whatever you want to do with it. So that's the real reason you should do cybersecurity and IT. It's hot right now. There's a market for it. People need you, and it pays better than most jobs. And I've got a couple people here. I'm not going to be in here long, guys. I'm going to do a real podcast once I get home. Right now, we're just cleaning up our Airbnb and stuff. And by the way, this is not our only business. Like we've got some stuff in other countries and stuff. We're slowly building it, and we'll take on debt so that we can use other people's money to build those businesses. Anyway, so I got some questions here. I'll just address a couple before I stop. Is there food in there? Oh shit. One of the customers left some beer for us. So check it out. Yeah, maybe the ice. This ice. Yeah, maybe we should do that. I don't know why. What's the purpose of that? Yeah, we'll remove that. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna be here long. I actually have some stuff to do. Somebody asked me. They said, I have just started a role in GRC as a GRC associate. Everything seems new to me. Do you have any advice on how to navigate through this? If you were starting out again as a person in GRC, what would you do? I got some advice for new people. If you're doing this from scratch, is a couple things. You're not Atlas. It's a mindset thing. Okay, so what I'll tell you is, when I first started this, I would really get stressed out about cybersecurity because I felt like all cybersecurity was going to be on my shoulders. Just right here. Just keep this in mind. Cybersecurity is everybody's job. You're there to help guide them in the right direction. You don't have to have all the answers. Just like I had a meeting, without giving away too much, right? I had this meeting. We're doing like an assessment and things, and everybody's kind of freaking out. And I got all this extra work I got to do. And I get on a call, right? I'm doing a live kind of like this with a whole bunch of professionals, and I just get ripped apart, right? I just get completely ripped apart like I'm a boy, like I'm a child, right? By one of the managers. And we're talking, and I'm just quiet, right? I'm just quiet, and I'm letting the manager just say what they want to say. And it comes down to, it's not just me that's responsible for the security. It really was for all of us, right? Sometimes they'll use cybersecurity professionals as kind of a whipping boy and kind of like a scapegoat. Like, they'll blame you for things that aren't done. And it's like, as the GRC person, you're not usually the person implementing things. You're the one that's guiding the implementation process. So one of the things that when I was new to this, doing GRC, when I was brand new, I felt more stressed because I felt like, oh man, I got to do everything. I got to do this. I got to do that. And really, it's not your job to do everything. You're just guiding the process. If it's policy based, you're guiding them to do the process. If it's there's some GRC jobs where you are doing implementation, right? But again, it's still not you doing everything. Just remember, you're not Atlas. You're not carrying the whole world on your shoulders. This is a team effort. And sometimes they'll get in their feelings. They say, like, oh, you should have done this and you should have done that. And maybe there was things you could have done, but at the end of the day, cybersecurity is everyone's job. So that's one thing. Don't Just remember, it's everyone's job. Another thing I would say is that your main job is communication. You don't have to know everything. Once again, you don't have to know everything. It's not your job to know everything. What they're expecting from you is good communication in the right direction. That means that you can actually use all the tools at your disposal to figure that out, right? So every now and then I have to go back to the NIST 853A. Every now and then I have to go back to I don't remember every single control off the top of my head. And it's the same thing if you're doing PCI compliance or if you're doing whatever framework. You don't have to know everything. You just need to know how to communicate to the different parties in your organization. So communication is one of the hardest things you're going to have to do, both listening to different people who have different communication styles and also telling them what to do in a way that's not going to piss people off. Your main job is communication. And there's maybe 3 main tiers of communication that you need to do. There's a C-level, high-level execs, the people who are running the show. There's mid-tier, the manager side, like the upper level management who are very concerned with the operations. And then you got technical people who they all speak a different language. So those are the 2 main things. Like number one, cybersecurity is a team effort. You don't have to do everything. Number 2, and you don't have to know everything. And number 2, communication is really your main job. As far as the knowledge base, you're sharpening your skill set. If you can, get as much hands-on as you can. You know, a lot of times in GRC positions, you're not doing hands-on, and sometimes you forget. It's kind of like a language. If you don't use it, you lose it. And if you stop doing the hands-on type stuff, sometimes you'll lose your skill set. So keep your skills sharp by like doing stuff at home or projects, whatever you got to do to keep your skills sharp. Keep on studying, keep on doing certifications, keep yourself sharp and keep yourself knowledgeable. And also main thing is GRC, whatever industry you're in, study the laws, standards, and frameworks of that industry. Those are the main things I would say off the top of my head that I wish I would have known when I first started in GRC stuff. Let me see if there's anything else, and I'm going to get off of this thing, and I'm going to do another live later when I get home. It's 1:15.
I forgot to bring the napkin packaging.
Let me see here. I'm going to TikTok real quick to see if there's any other questions, comments. Where can I learn about PCI? So one of the best places to learn, the most authoritative place to learn PCI compliance, go to Google or Bing or whatever, DuckDuckGo, whatever search engine, and type in PCI/DSS. And the top search, don't look for sponsored links, like skip all the sponsored links. Go to the top most authoritative link is going to be the actual people who do PCI compliance, the actual organization that does PCI compliance. And off the top of my head, I don't remember what they're called. It's called, let me just look it up real quick. DSS. It's called PCIsecuritystandards.org. PCIsecuritystandards.org, all one word. They're the most authoritative source that you can go to. So, and this goes for any framework. Go to the most authoritative source and start reading that one. So that's the best way to learn it. Other alternatives would be AI. You can use ChatGPT. Bing has a pretty good search chat AI. The problem with AI right now is it's not perfected. They're very impressive. Large language models are very, very impressive. But sometimes it hallucinates and it gets things wrong. I'm telling you, somebody uses it. I use it every single day, and sometimes it gets things wrong. So the most authoritative source, go to the most authoritative source. If it's NIST 800, it's going to be the actual NIST.gov site. If it's PCI compliance, it's that one I just mentioned. If it's HIPAA, it's going to come directly from the people who made HIPAA. Like that, go directly to the source and read that. And then you can expand out to like using AI generative LLMs, and you can crack open some books and buy some books and things like that. Most of those authoritative sources are free, by the way.
The trial is not done.
It might be. Just open it up and see if it's dry.
But still, it's still like.
Let me see if there's anything else. Somebody said I'm taking up CompTIA security, cybersecurity analyst certification. Do you think it's a relevant cert for GRC? I have friends saying that it's not the right certification for GRC. Do you have any certs to recommend? For GRC, the top GRC certification might not be the one that you need because it's industry specific. GRC is industry specific. What I mean is if you're in manufacturing, no, that's a bad example. If you're in healthcare, they have their own top level certification. If you're in government, they have their own top level certification. If you're in, there's different ones. The top one you can get, the most popular one is they're called the CGRC, formerly called the CAP. But the thing is that one only focuses on government GRC. So that's one you can get. Probably the best, most generic one you can get that's accepted by most organizations. And it's not really a GRC certification per se, but it's accepted in most industries. It's CompTIA Security Plus. And above that, the CISSP. Most organizations, regardless of the industry, are going to accept those two as a good backing for some GRC stuff, because they want you to have a good general knowledge of how to do. Somebody said check CGRC by ISC2 squared. Yeah, I have that certification, formerly called CAP, but that's a good one. The only problem is I can tell you because I have it. I taught it. I have it. It focuses mostly on NIST 800, NIST risk management framework. If you're in hospital stuff, they might not use CGRC at all. But there is one for hospitals. Like if you're trying to do HIPAA stuff for hospitals, there's a better one that you can do that it's in ISC squared. And then I don't know if there's one in finance. I don't know that finance has a good one, like a one that's known. All right, guys, I'm gonna be back on here probably check with me in about 1 hour. And I'm going to be back here once we get done with this thing, with this business. And that's what I'll focus on, is what I use cybersecurity for, which is this right here. This right here is a business that I have, and of one of a couple other ones. And that's what I really use cybersecurity for. It's not just to geek out. It's to use the money that I earn from this to do something much bigger. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys soon.